So I told you I didn't know what time I was going to come live. I finished dinner, and my dinner is actually cooling. Right there. See that bowl? It's still hot. So I thought, okay, we're just going to do this. This was something I decided that I wanted to do was come live. Again, they're going to be super quick, super fast. If you have questions, ask, okay? And then that's how we're going to keep this topic going afterwards. But it's just, you know, quick, fast. But good information, and I will upload it to the group. I'm going to make an album. I'll upload all the videos in there. At least in my head, this is how it's going to work. So bear with me. If you don't know who I am, this feels very strange to say it. I'm Amber. I am your director for Enlivened Royalty. It feels very, very strange to say that. I'm just a chick. I'm just a Cincy chick doing my thing. I'm right here in my living room. My husband's guns are up there. My couch. I'm in my pajamas. This is literally how I would go live at any point in time. So do not feel like you have to be super special or amazing or anything like that, because this is how I'm going to do it. You ready? Tonight we are talking wax samples. Okay, how to make them, and super quick. You ready? I thought I'd have a time on here, but I don't. Okay. All right. There are some easy ways to make wax samples, so do not get too caught up in your head as to, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this, or it's going to cost a lot of money, or it's going to be really hard, because I'm going to show you that it is not. One way to do it is literally slice your wax up. You can do that with a regular knife, like a steak knife or a paring knife or anything like that, and you can cut it in like a teeny tiny little sliver. My goal with a wax sample is one to stamp. That is my goal, is to get them out very thin, very small, and get it out the door as cheap as I possibly can. So everything I'm going to show you, I've been able to do with one stamp. Now, Kristen has like a kind of crazy post office, so hers is a little bit different. But this is what I've been able to do. So when I first started, I literally took a cube of wax, sliced it in really, really, really tiny little slivers. And then stuck it in a baggie, which I'm going to show you. Another way to do it is a crinkle cut. Like, I guess Paper Shop has them, and that OXO brand, I don't know if you say that word or not, but that's another way, is you use that and do crinkle cuts. It's going to make it a tad bit thicker, but that is also another way to get it out. Nothing special about either of those. Those are just normal, regular things. If you don't have a crinkle cut thing, use a knife. Okay, so you can't use the excuse, I don't have the tools. Y'all have a knife, y'all have wax. Okay, another way to do it is felt samples. This is my felt sample. This is what I use, and as you can see, it is like super thin. I get these off of the Wish app. Yes, the crazy Chinese app, because it's cheap. That's where I get mine from. Very, very cheap, very inexpensive. I buy them, I want to think like $5 for 1,000, but I could be wrong. I don't know, because I buy so many at one time that I don't remember how much I pay for them. But super thin. Our store, our consultant store, has baggies of felt. They are shaped like our bar. They say Cincy on them, but they're thicker. Okay, I'll show you the difference. Okay, kind of, sort of. That one versus mine. It's hard to tell, but mine is quite a bit thinner. So, but still, you can't use the excuse, I don't know where to get felt. Right here. You can get it from the consultant store. Purchase these. I think these are $6 a bag, but I don't know. These are called like button backers or craft back. Like some people use them for like bows and stuff like that if you're searching for them on Amazon. Super simple. Do not think you have to have some crazy melting pot. Some people think you have to have the special like chocolate melter. Don't. You do not have to do that. I take my felt and I literally dip it in my warmer in my kitchen. Down and up. I don't dip it multiple times. Some people will drop all their felt in there and then pull it out. I don't do that either. I literally hold on to it at the very, very tip. I dip it down, I pull it out, and I set it on wax paper to dry. I leave a little bit of the top of it white so that the customers can tell that this is white felt, and so they know what color the wax is. Is it important? I don't know. That's just what I do. Again, both felts. Just dry it on wax paper. Takes like seconds. And again, again, no, the only special tools for this is the felt, but it's dirt cheap. Another way you can do it is molded samples. Some people will do that where they do melt down their wax and they put it in these super duper duper cute molds. I don't do it because I don't have the patience, and they're thick. I'm cheap. I hate shipping, so I don't want to pay for shipping. But I have found, but you can melt the wax down, you put it in a silicone, like a candy mold, like a chocolate mold. You will pop it in your freezer for a little bit, and then when you pop it out, you can push it out. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. It just depends on how intricate your design is. Now I have done these. These are chocolate candy molds. They're little, okay? You can tell they're not very deep. Different designs. I have used these in the past. This one particularly. They're a hard plastic. What I've done with this, ready? This cheese grater thingamajigger. Take this, and I specifically bought it just for this. You stick cubes in it, you close it, you crank, and the wax, you're gonna get little wax shavings. And I would drop it in here, fill this up so that it was full. All of these are full, and I would take a blow dryer to the bottom of it. Literally that simple. Blow dryer to the bottom, moving it all around, spin it so I don't burn my hand, spin, spin, spin. Put this in the freezer for like a minute, and then turn around and ice cube tray it. You know, pop it like that, and out they would come. They would be very, very thin, but they are little like molded diamonds. And I would put 2 of them in a baggie, ship them off 1 stamp because they're very thin. I'm talking they're like super duper thin. But these are an awesome option too. They're called candy molds, ideal for hard chocolate and candies. That's what they're called. If you need a link, let me know. So that's another option. I have seen some consultants, what they've been doing lately is using this, shredding it, and filling a baggie with literally just the shredded wax. I don't know the benefit of that or the perk of that or the reasoning behind it. It's easy, but I have noticed that some consultants are doing that, and they crank it out, and then the shavings, I guess is what you would call it, put it in a baggie, label it, and ship it off they go. So you have molds, you have shavings, you have slices with your knife, you have felt. Those are the 4 basic easiest ways to do wax samples. Now what do you put them in? These are baggies that I get off Amazon. They're like jewelry bags. They're small, tiny, they look like you're dealing drugs, but you can get them at Walmart. I get them on Amazon in bulk. It is cheaper to get them in bulk. But they're these tiny little baggies. Super small. But like I said, they're like a jewelry bag. I don't remember. I think at Walmart, I haven't bought them there in forever, but I think you can get like 100 of them for like $5 or something. I could be wrong. I don't know. But your felt is going to fit right inside of it. And you're going to want to put your wax sample in something. I don't know if I'm over 5 minutes. I'm trying. You want to put your wax sample in something because it can melt. You know our wax is it melts at a very low temperature. So it can melt through the mail. It can melt in a mailbox, whatever. So you want to have it in some sort of a packaging so that if it does melt, it stays in that packaging. The felt is kind of nice because when it cools, it most generally will cool and melt back into that felt. Okay, that's a perk. A molded sample, if you put it in a baggie, once it melts and doesn't look like it anymore. That's another reason I don't do molded samples, is because if they smush and they get deformed, then the point of it is gone. But they do fit in there, just so you can see. Now, what I did switch to are these. These are called Glassine, something like that, baggies. I'm switching all of my stuff to compostable products so that it breaks down better in the environment, because I'm weird that way. But I've noticed that these fit right in. And then you fold it down and you put the label on, and it tends to be thinner than the baggie, because the baggie, you're going to have that lump right here. It's thinner. So that's just what I've been doing. Again, wax, make sure you have your wax sample in some sort of wrapping, so if it melts, it's contained and it's not spilled all over everything. Felt, molds, shredded, or knife. Don't ever use the excuse, I don't have the equipment, or I don't have the money, or I don't have it, because guess what? You have a knife and you have a bar. You really, really do. And it's that simple. If you do not have baggies, dude, get creative. Wrap it in tinfoil. Wrap it in cellophane. Can you give a link to the paper bag things after this? Yes, I can give you a link to these that I've just bought. I just bought a whole bunch of them. Yep. So yes, don't ever use the excuse, I got my paper bags, the first batch I got on Amazon. The second batch I found was cheaper on purchasing it on a store called Paper Mart. So I'll give you the link to both of them. But yeah, always stick them in a baggie of some sort, and don't buy any special equipment. Melt your wax for your felt samples in a warmer you have. You should have a warmer, you should have bars. Melt it in that. You can go to Walmart, buy a sheet of stiff felt is what you want for like 50 cents, I think. Slice it. Do not think you have to be perfect and they all have to be the exact same size or anything like that. Hack that bad boy up, dip it in your warmer, and off you go. It really is that simple. And that's not anything outrageously expensive. You can, though, some people do go a little bit further and they do the molded samples, and that is totally fine and totally cute, just not on my radar. I'll do other cute things. So that's our quick chat. I'm gonna go eat my food now, and I will drop links to that. I hope this is helpful to you guys, and I will be back to you next week with a different topic. Bye. Have a good evening.